What is up, Soul Fam? So today, on today's Murph, we're talking about doing or trying new things. I've always known what the Murph was. You know, initially when I started doing it, I knew it was related to a military member and something that happened, you know, during war, during the essential everyday fight for our freedom. I knew that it was dedicated to a person that was fighting for that, and it just blew up into this really awesome CrossFit exercise. But one of the things that I would say is that I'm happy for doing a challenge like this because, you know, it welcomes me into another world of trying something new. And, you know, trying new things, doing new things, especially dedicating yourself to them every day, it's a challenge, you know, no matter what it is. Even if it was, you know, one of the biggest and hardest things to do, one of the most profitable, not niches, but industries in the world is fitness. You know, it's hard to eat differently every day. It's hard to, you know, focus on getting the right nutrients and calories. And counting your calories for a person that's never done it before. It's difficult to, you know, go to the gym or, you know, focus on your health and stuff every day if you're not used to doing that. If every day you feel good and you feel like, you know, hey man, I'm unstoppable, nothing can stop me, or, you know, no matter what your weight is, and you tell yourself, hey, nah, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna lose weight. You know, it's difficult. You know, I literally have a coworker today. You know, when we talk to each other, I don't really say much about what I'm doing because, you know, it's not in his wheelhouse, which I understand. But, you know, he tells me all the time about how he wants to get a gym membership, how he wants to, you know, like the biggest thing about Planet Fitness, you know, and I used to have a membership to Planet Fitness. I personally don't have it anymore, but he always tells me how many amenities Planet Fitness has, how he's intending to going, how he needs to start doing a little bit more exercise, getting more mobile. He tells me this all the time, but that's been for like the last 5 months, you know, and I understand it's difficult to try or do new things that take away from the time from things that you actually like doing. You know, he literally tells me, like, you know, this guy, we'll just call him Scott, he plays video games all the time. Like he wants to be a gamer. He's hard set on, you know, streaming and doing all that stuff, but he's really out of shape, you know, and he always talks about his health, about what he needs to do, what he would like to do, you know, but he's out of shape. And it might not be a problem for him today because he's on the younger side, but the thing is, it's like, you don't want it to wait until it's a problem and then do it, and then it's twice as hard, you know, because once you start doing something, if you start doing something and wait until it's important or dire or whatever, then it's gonna be twice as hard. I'll never forget a lesson that I learned when I started, you know, creating content and doing YouTube and stuff. I had my own journey of getting to where I was and doing it and stuff like that. But the one thing I told myself one time, you know, hey, if this goes right, then I'm gonna, you know, stop working. I'm gonna go full time, and I'm gonna just try to, you know, knock it out. I'm gonna be one of the best, you know, content creators, blah blah blah, like everybody else says, right? And the funny thing is, it's like when I was making videos, when I was creating content because I wanted to, when I was having fun, it was easy. You know, I didn't have any expectations. I would be able to, it's easier to smile on camera. It's easier to, you know, and interact with people. It was easy. You know, it wasn't until it was something that I had to do and it was difficult that made it difficult. You know, it was hard. I was always thinking about, oh, how much money am I gonna get from this? You know, because we got to pay for this, and then, you know, I'm backtracking on bills. I'm like, wow, this is not playing out like I thought it would. And, you know, it was a dangerous cycle. It was like, okay, I'm not making a lot of money from doing this right now, so I need to do more work in order to make money from this. But then it would stress me out while I'm doing it, so you'd be able to see it. Like, it was a tall tale. I'll never forget one of my friends that I ended up meeting that was a subscriber of mine. He told me, he's like, dude, I watched your videos and like I start seeing your faith like go from, you know, the happy guy that would make me laugh and smile and stuff to like this serious, you know, stressed out looking guy. And it was like, dude, it's not fun to watch anymore. And like, that was one of the biggest eye openers. I'm so happy that he said that, because I wouldn't have learned it any other way. But it's like, dude, like, you gotta do something different, you know? But my problem was I waited until I did it when it was hard. I did it when it was hard, like it was something I had to do. You know, I wasn't ready because, you know, if you're in a better position, it's like, oh man, cool. Like, I already have this going on, but I do this just for something extra. It's way easier, you know? And if I could just relate it, it's just like, you know, my friend, he tells me, like, I want to go, I plan on going to the gym, I'm going to get this membership, I want to work on my health. He's a bigger guy. You know, at our job, we literally sit down if you want. You can sit for hours on end, you know, and it's a desk job, and he stands for most of the time. But I end up getting a under the desk treadmill because I felt myself getting very stationary all the time. And I knew I was gaining weight, and I was like, yo, this is not cool, because I like my job, but I don't like how my body looks. I don't like how I feel. And it's the same thing with him. He just says, you know, hey, like I'm like, dude, you want to do it now before it gets out of hand. You know, it's a lot easier to go to the gym when you feel like you're 30 pounds, 40 pounds overweight. It's a lot harder to go to the gym when you're like 150 pounds overweight. And, you know, only thing you can see is how long it's going to take you. It's not the ideal place to be. You know, it's not the ideal place to be. And it's probably a little, what's the word? It's probably a little controversial or insensitive, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, that was the thing that we learned in the military. And it's not everybody. It's obviously not everybody. There are people that have certain, body issues, or, you know, the way that their hormones are worked. It affects their body differently. But 9 times out of 10, you know, the body that you have, the body that you're in, is the one that you created. I'll never forget, my drill sergeant told me that one day. He had everybody down in the Shark Tank, you know, waiting. Everybody, you know, the mind games they play. They grab your bag, put it over your head, and you're holding this bag, and they're making you run. They're making you do all this stuff, right? And it's like, the thing that he said was like, hey, we're gonna work y'all out today. You know, and he's like, if you want to get mad, don't get mad at me, because you created that body you in. You know, and that was the realest sentence. That was the realest statements I've ever heard. Is that, you know, you can't get mad for anybody else for the way that your body looks and feels if you're a grown person. You know, the information is out there, the knowledge is out there. You can't get mad at anybody for that, but you just gotta realize that you made that body. You know, I made the body that I'm in. It's not exactly what I want, but I made it. You know, your actions are directly reflection of who and what you are and what you look like. You know, that goes the same thing with, you know, your job, or the same thing with, where you are at work and, the profession you're in. A lot of that stuff obviously has a little bit more to do for money, but in reality, it's like when you start coming to terms with, taking ownership of where you're at in your life, and, in this case specifically with fitness and working out, when you start taking ownership of it, then you can continue to move on. Then you can continue to grow or change something that you've always wanted to change. Then you can continue to do that. But as long as you make excuses, as long as you blame other people, as long as you, wait until the thing gets hard, as in the case of my friend or my coworker, it's like, then you're always gonna look like that. You're always gonna be out of shape. You're always gonna find an excuse to either not do the hard thing, or, you're just not gonna do it. Case in point with this video, it's just like here doing this Murph at the gym. The camera, just finding a camera spot sucks. You see how many people are walking in and out of it, and it's not like I care. It's a gym. It's a public gym. Of course, people are gonna walk in and out, but it's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, I want a clean image. I want to find a space where people aren't walking all over and getting really close to the camera. I want to find, I don't even want to do it at the gym today, but going with my wife, it's just easier for us to do the same thing at the same time. And I don't necessarily want to do it, but the big part about that is that I'm gonna do it anyway. You don't always just do things that you feel like doing. If that was the case, I would never work out. I don't really feel like working out. I don't feel like getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I don't feel like it, but you got to take ownership of it. The one thing I do own is the fact that I do not like the way that my body looks. The one thing I do own is that I want to create something, that I can be extremely proud of. The one thing I do own is that I want to, I have dreams and aspirations, and I feel like it's been not taking, because, that stuff comes when it's supposed to come, but I feel like I haven't been working hard enough, at multiple things, not just in fitness area, but in the aspects of just in general, my life. And I want to take control of that, and you have to take control. You have to take control if you want to be whatever, if you want to do that thing. And that's the thing in this case with my friend. It's just like, if you continue to say, I'm going to, I need to, I should, I want to, you're never going to just go get it done. If you want a gym membership, the best way to get in the gym is go pay that money, go sign up, obviously look at what you're signing into, go do all that stuff, and then just get started. There's nine out of 10 things that I do or that I want to do, I just start. Even if it costs money, I just pay it. If it's really that serious to me, even a lot of times I don't even do it, which is probably, this is not a financial class. I'm not going to be your financial advisor. It's probably not the best thing to do, but a lot of things that I've wanted to do and I thought about it, I might have seen an article on it, or I'm on the homepage of it, I just start. I just pay for it. Especially if I don't have the money for it, then I'm not even looking at it. But I just pay for it, because once you've paid for it, that's the thing with money, right? It's like we take money and it's supposed to get you the things that you need or provide for you or whatever. But money is just a tool, And a lot of times, I personally don't use money in the best financial sense, but for me, on my personal development stance, I think I use it. That's the best way I can do it. So it's like, whatever tool I think this might help me. This could greatly increase whatever. I'll look it up. I'll go over it. I'll ponder it. I just pay for it. I'm like, if I sit here and straddle the fence, then I'll take years. I'll do the research. I'll compare things. And I'm like, if I sit here and do this, I will do research on this thing for the next 20 years, and I'll never commit to it, And then the new thing comes out. I'll never commit. So what do? I just like, this is cool. Let me do a little research. If there's another product that's extremely better, than this one, then I might go take a look at that one. But other than that, I do a little search. It doesn't take me much. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna purchase this. We're gonna buy it, you know, if I can afford it, if it's in my wheelhouse, and then we're gonna start utilizing the tool, because you know you could plan around something for forever. Like, you know, I used to plan for my 1,000-day challenge all the time. You could plan for something forever. I literally planned for this thing for like 2 or 3 years. Thing was, I never started it. I never implemented it. And next thing you know, the years are just rolling around. You know, the time is gonna go regardless. Whether you're broke, poor, sick, rich, whatever, time is gonna continue regardless. And that's the one thing you cannot stop. You cannot stop time. Unless you're Thanos, I guess. Or I don't know. Whatever, unless you get the time gemstone. But yeah, you can't stop time. So utilize those tools when you think of them. And the best way to do it is just, you know, whatever self-help book you got to read, you know, the 5-second rule or whatever, just go do it. You know, Nike that thing. Just go do it. Just start it. Just get it going. And then if you don't like it, you know, make sure you also look at the cancel policy. But if you don't like it, then just cancel it. Too easy. That's the easiest thing ever. But if you're really interested in it, if you're talking about it, if you think about it, if you feel bad about it, just go do it. Just start. Just go start. That's it. That's my rant for today. I appreciate you guys watching. It's Chris in Germany. But it's another day of the Murph 365 every day. See you tomorrow.